Hello again. This is the Brink of Sanity. I'm Jay.
I'm Bri. Howdy, everybody.
And we're back again. So we got a pretty crappy show for you today.
Can't be any worse than last week's.
It's going to totally stink. But, it happens.
Short one, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it out of the way and it'll be done. And, it shouldn't be too painful. Right?
Not too painful, hopefully.
All right.
I'm sober this week, so hopefully I won't fall asleep during the show. Like I have been doing.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. You've been drinking during the week? Getting me a little worried.
Only on podcast night.
That's what I've been doing too, so I guess it's our...
The first time I drank, it made me lively for the show, and then every other time I've been like half passed out during the show. Like I nodded off a couple of times last week.
Usually have a burst of energy in the first half hour, and then just peter.
Yeah, last week I didn't have any. I've been run down anyway, but last week the time change really fucked me up. I haven't been able to sleep. Finally, like sort of catching up on it now, but yeah, I nodded off a couple of times last week, but none of that this week. Just a root beer for me. A&W.
Why do we do the time change? I don't get it.
It's something to do with farmers, I think, and also they say it helps preserve energy because it's light out longer, so you don't put your lights on, you don't put your heat on. But I guess some guy proved that that's all a bunch of bullshit.
I don't get why the stupid farmers don't just get up an hour earlier. Stop messing with our clocks.
Oh no, it's not them getting up early. It has to do with the sun.
Fuck the sun.
Well, the sun helps all that shit grow, so that way we can mutate it and water it down with corn syrup and all that stuff and fuck us up so we can't shit for 3 days, or we shit 8 times a day, and everybody ends up on, all kinds of, medicine because they have irritable bowel syndrome and restless leg syndrome and acid reflux and all that, heartburn, all that bullshit. It's all prescription drug industry scam. I could go into it, but it'll bore you to death.
Yeah, daylight saving time is a scam. I just don't like this the same amount of time, so I don't get why it matters when we set our clocks for. I mean, the whole thing just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
It's a concept I just can't grasp.
I wish it was during the winter because I like that it's light out later. I'd like the winter to be light later.
Right. I don't get it.
Excuse me.
Oh, jeez. Not even drinking.
That was a root beer burp.
Getting all surly.
I need some vanilla ice cream. I need to make a float.
Oh, yeah.
So what's going on? What do you have to bring to the show?
Well, I got this thing that records all the sounds off your computer, so I figured it would be like a real podcast and be able to, like play sound clips and, play clips of like news things so we could talk about them and play music if we want to take a break. But apparently all it did was lower my mic so that you can't hear it. Maybe it was trying to tell me something. But we could hear all the sound effects, but not me. So I guess I got a date.
We could have had like a futuristic conversation. Like I could talk and you could respond with sound clips.
That's true. I just open up like every soundboard on the internet and answer as Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever.
You'd be like those funny guys that make prank phone calls.
Or I could have just scared the shit out of my roommate and screamed the entire show.
Yeah, you could have done that too.
Maybe we should do that. That would be funny. Start over. Scaring the shit.
No. We'll save that for another time.
That'll be episode...
I have to get my voice ready if we're going to scream all night.
I called you for a drunk podcast. I had Alex over here. You were totally off the map.
Oh, yeah. What was that, Friday?
Yeah, I was trying to call in an emergency drunk cast.
Yeah, you guys should have did it without me. I was watching Titus all night. My phone was upstairs, like, lights were out, and phone was on vibrate, so I couldn't hear it, and I was just watching Titus DVD.
It wasn't even worthwhile. I thought you were at least getting laid or something.
No, it wasn't getting laid. I've actually turned down sex like 3 times this week. You want to piss a woman off? Turn down sex.
Yep.
Oh, it's great.
I remember
this girl IM'd me out of the blue on Monday. She's like, I want to come over and see your place. I go, okay. She goes, it means I want to sleep with you. I said, okay. She goes, so what do you think? I said, no, not tonight. What do you mean? I'm like, not tonight. Not gonna happen. Why? Because I don't want to.
Not in the mood. I have a headache.
No, I'm just not interested. No, sorry.
Yeah, girls flip out when you do that.
Yeah, she had a.
They have no problem doing that to us constantly, though.
Yeah. And then this other person was just texting me, and what is it with people? If you say leave me alone, I asked her to leave me alone like at like 6:30,
Mhm.
and she's been texting me up until about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think leave me alone means
I'm like, leave me alone tonight. I don't want to talk to you. Blah blah blah. You hurt my feelings. You ruined my name. Blah blah blah. You don't want to see me anymore. I don't want to see you if you're gonna start being like that.
Yeah, I don't get that. You can't just have a cranky day. So you can't just say, all right, I'm in a bad mood today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Everyone wants to get to the bottom of the problem. Everyone is fucking Dr. Drew all of a sudden wants to
Exactly.
get out. Like for me, if I'm grumpy, uh, I'll be fine the next day. I sit in my room and I pout, and I wake up the next day and I feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah, like she texted me earlier and was like, so she wants to come up and see me on Friday. She's like, what do you think about Friday? And I was like, yeah, I guess you can come up if you want. And she's like, oh, can I? So I said, then don't. I don't care. I mean, that's the answer you wanted to hear. You want to come. Who cares about the tone of the way I say it? I
right.
gave you your in. And she starts pissing and moaning, don't get fresh. And I was like, well, I'm not in the mood. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. I text back good night like 5 times, and she wrote like paragraphs back. Like, just leave me alone. Oh, you don't want to see me anymore. No, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to see you Friday, and I don't want to talk to you tonight.
Oh man.
I mean, it's just like,
Fucking text messages, man. What was it? 2 episodes ago when I went on the text message rant?
uh, yeah, 2 or 3.
I got 30 this week.
I had to defend the text message rant because that texting is my only way of communicating with people. It's funny. I wasn't even planning. I had nothing to talk about. All of a sudden, this came up from like 6:30 on. So now I have something exciting to talk about. But people are just crazy. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of like everybody I know, for different reasons for each person. But I'm sick of everybody I know.
Yeah, I realize I can't really tell many people about the podcast anymore because I keep going off on everyone I know, but they're just so aggravating. I can't help it.
I am so sick of self-absorbed, self-serving friends that they want 100 things. They want you to do 100 things. Hey, come to my party, come to my bar, come see my band, go do this, go do that. Pick me up, drop me off, and it's like you call them for one thing, and it's like, no, no, that's not how this works.
That's
You do
not
shit for me,
me.
I don't do shit for you. You
You
know?
you don't know me. It's about me. I,
Yeah, it's hey, I've done some, 30 things for you, and all I want you to do is like tape something for me tonight, or burn me a CD. Oh, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. Or
or like
hey, it's a Tuesday night. Can you come out to a bar for an hour with me to talk or to do something? No, I have an important job. I can't, I can't go out on a weeknight. No.
or click
So
one button on Podcast Alley and vote. I mean, it's like 2 clicks. I even have the link in there. Click on the link and click on vote, and you know, nothing. I have to like go over their house and make them log on at knife point and like watch them vote for us. It's ridiculous. And I respond to like everyone else's stupid bulletins and little
yeah,
favors, and the a lot of people make videos that are in contests, and you're supposed to vote for them. I always vote for that shit. I mean, what does it take?
yep,
2 seconds to do that kind of stuff?
yeah. It's so aggravating people like that, and it's just like then they make it like seem like you're the asshole. Like, and it's like fuck you, get over yourself.
hmm My favorite is when you call like 3 or 4 times, and then you just don't call for a while, and they don't call. And then when you like bump into them on the subway or something, they're like, "Oh, why haven't we hung out in so long?" It's like, well,
Yep.
because I called 18 times and you never called once, so I stopped calling. You're a
I
dick.
don't call people twice. If I call somebody and I leave them a message or they know that I called, it's their turn. I don't call. I have people I haven't talked to in 12 years since the start of college because they said they were going to call me after I called them, and they haven't called me. So it's your turn to call.
I downgrade. First time I leave a message, the second time I call and don't leave a message, and then the third time I'll shoot an email.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the good thing about MySpace is that you can see when people read your emails. So, there's people I was friends with for like 10 years. I shoot an email, they read it, don't even respond. And I'm like, well,
Yep.
I don't need people like that. Gone.
Exactly.
You remember Kate. So we were like best friends, hung out like 5 days a week.
Radio Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lives like, 10 minutes from me, but stopped calling. So I shot
Well, she was sort of her own, it was sort of, unless she's changed dramatically in 10 years, but she was always sort of in her own little world anyway.
Yeah, well, now she's she got like it in her head that she's like really cool and just like a million times more self-absorbed than she used to be.
Oh God.
I would get like bulk emails. That's the only contact I had with her. I'd get once a month. I'd get a bulk email saying "Life in the World of Kate," and I was like,
"Oh, great!"
Yeah, I was like,
a Christmas card.
Yeah, I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" So that shit had to end.
Yeah, there's a lot of just lately. I just noticed like everybody in their own way is just irritating the shit out of me. If you're not like self-absorbed and like just a phony one-sided friend, then you're like annoying me in other ways. But whatever. That's just the crowd I hang with, I guess.
Speaking of annoying, literally a half hour before the show, guess who IMs me?
Somebody who was going to be on the show and canceled.
Well, that also. But yeah, everyone's Wednesday, half hour before the show. I want to do the show next Wednesday, and then Tuesday night they cancel, and then IM me during the show and say they want to do the show next week. I'm like, oh, just get your shit together and do the show. But no, I got an IM from the famous from last week, Fun Sponge. Hadn't heard from Fun Sponge in 4 months. Thought I was done, and still back.
What'd she say? I listened to your podcast. Who is that boring person you're talking about?
Oh, I thought I was finished. I totally thought it was about the podcast. I thought she was like stalking me, and she listened to it, and no,
that would have been brilliant.
The usual bullshit. Hey, I just write back, hey. But
it's my show.
I'm not putting any more effort into. All right, people are probably gonna say like, why do I keep like answering?
What I would ask, yeah.
Well, it's basically for comedic value because I like to see how long like a normal sentence takes her to like spit out. Like if she says like, "What are you up to?" I'll write in like 2 seconds, like blah 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 blah. What about you? Literally like 7 minutes later, I get back an email like nothing. And I was like, I don't know. It's just amusing to me. Plus, I don't know. When people send me like texts or call or whatever, I feel compelled to answer it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can't just stare at my phone like ringing and not answer it. I don't know.
I know. I get texts and then I answer, and then the people don't answer me back, and it just makes my blood boil. I don't know what. It's the same with emails. Like especially like I've got Verizon, so if I text somebody on Verizon, I'll know if the message has been read. You could look on the sent, and it'll say when it was delivered or whatever.
Really?
And so, like, if somebody texts me something, and then I text them back, and I see that like they got it, and it just annoys me when they don't write back.
Yeah.
And if it's not like a conversation finisher, if it's sort of like conversation is ongoing, and then they don't answer, it just annoys me. Kind of like Kay,
Yeah. Yeah.
Went over that before.
I
like when you're IMing people, and on the newer IMs now, it says like, if whoever you're IMing with, if they're typing, it'll say like, so and so is typing, and like it just says that forever, and then they write. It turns out they wrote like 2 words.
Yeah, that's always great.
Yeah.
So we got an email.
Oh, we did.
We did.
All right.
If anybody else wants to email, it's thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. So this one says, I finally got my hands on episode 6 last week, and I just finished listening to episode 7. So a long time
Who's it
listener.
from?
This is from Joe.
Joe. Joe
Joe.
Mama?
Joe Mama.
Who's Joe?
I don't know.
Oh.
He's a friend of Jess. So
Oh. Okay.
friend of a friend that we don't talk to anymore.
Oh, okay.
For see last rant 5 minutes ago for those kind of reasons.
Right, right.
Let me just start off by saying good content. All right. Thank you. But there's a but. You guys rip on everything being boring, but you're on the cusp, the edge, if you will, of becoming horribly boring yourselves.
I just like to jump in right now and say for the record that I, for one, think our show is boring as hell.
Touche.
I'm deadly serious. In fact, if we hadn't got this email, I was going to say the reason we haven't gotten any emails lately or any voicemail is because our show is so boring. Because I tried to listen to last week's sober, and I was like, "This is boring. It's you telling a boring story, then me telling a boring story, then you with a boring story, me with a boring story." And I could see why our listeners are going down every week. But hopefully we can stick to like a format or something to keep people interested. Maybe once you get all that fancy equipment going, we get some sound clips and we can spice things up a little bit. But point well taken, Joe. I do acknowledge that the show is boring, but the research and development department is working on that.
But he likes the content.
All right.
So he actually likes what we're talking about. It goes on and says, your monotone voices are a little grating after an hour. You just need a little more energy. So he actually likes the stories we're talking about. He just thinks our voices stink.
Oh, I don't like my voice. I hate it.
So you agree 100% with this.
I do, yeah.
Let's see. Where's the zany voices and crazy sound effects that coincide with your awkward situations in your stories?
Well, we're not a morning zoo radio show, so we don't have,
Yeah, we're not going to be like, hey, and welcome to the morning show.
I don't have my Hawaiian shirt on. I'm sitting here in my robe.
But since you requested it, I got some crazy sound effects for you. So let me just hook this up. There we go. We got...
Cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit.
See? We can do it too. How is that? You satisfied now?
Happy Joe, you dumb asshole.
Let's see.
I don't even know Joe. I shouldn't say that. He's probably a very nice guy.
He, he likes the content, so we'll work on the rest of that stuff. Like I said, I tried to get the program working. It didn't work, so maybe next week. See, to do those sound effects right now, I actually had to take my headphone jack out of the speakers and put the microphone up to the speaker and then pray Bri didn't say anything, or else it would have echoed through the speaker, through the microphone. It was just the whole...
I should have said something.
Yeah, the whole show would have been ruined.
Oh, well. Maybe I'll go out and buy one of those Scream voice changers, and I'll do the show with that next week.
Is there one that makes you sound like the guy from Saw? That might be fun.
I never saw Saw.
You know, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Fuck off.
Movies.
I don't watch all these gay pop culture movies that everybody creams their pants for.
It's a good movie, man. I wouldn't call that one pop culture.
Is there ultimate fighting in it?
No, there's no ultimate fighting in it.
Oh, all right. Oh, speaking of movies, am I the only one with a brain in my head? So there's this movie coming out called 21 about blackjack, about those MIT guys that like made all this money in Vegas.
They try and count the cards or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
The movie's starting on March 28th. The movie's called 21. Friday is the 21st. Why the fuck doesn't it start on the 21st? Doesn't that make sense? Hey, we have a movie called 21. Hey, when's it start? Oh, 21st.
Or
no, it starts the 28th because we're morons.
Or at least the 18th. 8 plus 3.
That too, I guess, but
18 plus 3, I mean.
Movies start on a Friday, and Friday is the 21st, and the movie's called 21. I mean, this is why people shoot up libraries in high schools because of dumb stuff like this.
That's probably exactly why.
That's why I will one of these days.
We're not done with this email, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. How
Joe's a
about?
wordy guy.
Yeah, no, he gave us a lot of. I said, give us constructive feedback, and he did. So, how about you do an episode where you both pound a 6-pack of Rockstar energy drinks and read dirty jokes?
No.
And I agree with the first part. If Bri can stay awake. Oh, the energy drinks. Okay. I can't do that because I will just end up having a massive anxiety attack, and then
There's a person I work with that drinks like 2 of those a day, and like a year ago he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him to stop drinking it because it was like screwing up his heart. So for like a week and a half he stopped, and now he's back on it.
my buddy was taking those stackers, which is like the same shit, and he was taking like 6 of those a day, and then he had a regular heartbeat after a year. So
That'll do it.
yeah, since I'm getting laid off next week, the caffeine is not a good idea at this point because that just triggers stuff. But how about this? I will wait for the show. That's all I can guarantee.
I'll be sober and I won't nod off during one of your stories and one of my stories. Or Joe's boring email.
So he sent us a dirty joke, but it's totally inappropriate, so I'm not going to read that.
Why? What's so inappropriate about it?
It's just, it's dirty, and we just don't do that kind of stuff on the show.
We don't?
No, it's
We need a character to do that.
right. So we can put the blame on him when people get upset.
That's right.
Uh,
Because the FCC's cracking down.
He also suggested doing a live drunk show. He said if we did the live video, he wants it on video, not just audio. So if we did a live webcam show, he said it would be super slick, sexy, smooth, and hip, and alternative, and we would be swimming in pussy.
Oh, swimming in pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because it's so wide that I would fall into it?
I assume that's what he meant.
Yeah.
I
Somebody stretched out like 10 kids who got soaking wet, and I fell in, and I had to swim my way out.
Those would be the kind of groupies we'd get.
There's no lifeguard to throw me a lifesaver.
Yeah, I like mine a little tighter than that, but some people enjoy that.
Well, I like to stick my whole head in there, but I don't want my whole body in there.
Sometimes a good head fucking is all you need.
That's right.
So thank you, Joe, for that email.
Thanks, Joe. Keep them coming, everybody.
I'll work on the sound effect thing this week. In fact, I'm not going to work on Friday just to deal with your request.
And it's a holiday, I assume.
It's a holiday. My company's closed, but that sounds much better.
Lucky I have a half day at least. I don't know.
Yeah? I didn't even know it was a holiday.
Give the email address again so we can get some more constructive criticism.
thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com.
I think Jen needs to write in with some constructive criticism instead of political rants.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go off on so many things, political wise, but I don't know if that's even how you say it. But I just didn't want to. There's so many political talk shows out there. I didn't want to do it, but politics really do piss me off. Like,
We could hit on a couple of big ones if you want. Kill some time.
oh well, we did get an email from Jen.
Another one?
Yeah, she asked whatever happened with my videotaping situation. If you guys remember from a few episodes ago, I got hired to videotape a guy's live show.
Oh, yeah.
I got home and my videotape was blank, so somebody's paying attention. Well, what happened is the guy went on vacation, and I forgot about it. He gets back tomorrow, and I still have nothing. So on my day off on Friday, in between getting the audio stuff set up, I'm just going to take it somewhere and get the shitty copy onto his hard drive. And the good copy, I think, is lost forever. And then I will just give him whatever shit I get on the hard drive, and he will be sad. And
then you'll take your beating like a man.
Right. I'll let him slug me twice. And I'll never see him again.
Fair enough.
And he'll probably blog about how shitty I am, and I'll never get work in this town again.
That's fine, and then you could podcast about how shitty he is, and 5 people will hear how shitty you are, and 5 people will hear how shitty he is. So it'll all even out.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even give it another thought.
Nope, it's done. It's you know, there's nothing I can do about it, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Nope.
So the end.
Maybe he forgot if he's been on vacation all this time.
Well, I think even if he forgot about that, he's going to remember that I have his hard drive because that's probably expensive.
Probably.
So he's probably.
You should format his hard drive too.
Oh, well, he actually gave me one with something, and he needed that back. He met me at my job, and he switched it for a blank one. So he didn't tell me at first, and then, like, as we're walking away, he turned around, he's like, oh, by the way, it's blank. I'm like, I'm so glad you told me that, because if I got home and that was blank, and I thought I erased all the shit on that, I would have just, like, flipped the fuck out. So, yeah, thanks, Jen, for the follow-up. I guess we kind of never finished that story, but
Good job, Jen. We knew we could count on you.
it's because there was no ending, really.
Yeah.
Unfinished, just like everything I've started in my life.
Just like my basement. Unfinished.
Just like my life.
Yeah. My life's finished.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I've packed it in.
Past your glory days. Time to let yourself...
Yeah, I think so. I kind of just going through the motions now.
It was a good run.
Yeah. I had to go to a couple of wakes a couple weeks ago. This is going to totally bring the show to a halt, but since we're talking about my life going nowhere, I had to go to a couple of wakes a couple weeks ago. Wakes always make me feel guilty because, everybody's crying and everything, like, dead person or whatever, and I'm just, like, sitting there, like, with such disdain and disrespect for life, and, I could care less about it, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, sorry for your loss, and I'm the type of guy that'll live to be, like, 130, because I hate life so much, and just, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That was it?
Yeah, I was going to go into more, but it just depress everybody.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that in.
Yeah,
On a lighter note, I think a new marketing campaign, I'm going to leak a sex tape onto the web.
I hope you have a big hairy bush like the chick from Sex and the City.
She did a sex tape?
Yeah.
Which one? The 80-year-old, the one that looks like a witch, the one that looks like a dyke, or the one cute one?
The one that looks like a dyke actually is a dyke. The one that looks... Sarah Jessica Parker, her face looks like a foot, according to Peter Griffin, and he's right.
She could play the Witch of the West without any makeup, and nobody would know.
It's the the dark hair,
the only cute one on the show?
Yeah, the only cute one on the show.
Oh, wow.
There's like some tapes go to.
Wait, your audio just fucked.
Yep, yeah. Go to like thesuperficial.com or probably get it from perezhilton.com. There's some like old, I guess they're like 10-year-old pictures of her naked, and I guess there's a sex tape that goes with it, and she has like a bush the size of like your head.
It's a pretty big bush.
It looks like it's from like the 70s. Like, it doesn't look like a chick that would be on Sex and the City talking about all the dumb stuff that those cunts talk about.
I would
I had to
check
get
it out.
What?
I would check it out, but I hate that show so much. I just don't want to be a part of anything to do with any of them.
Yeah, that's not really anything to do with the show, but
that show stinks.
So, why? Who are you talking about with the sex tape?
It just seems like everyone who comes out with a sex tape becomes famous, and I figure, we need some more publicity for our show. I mean, our audience did go up by 1 since last week, but it's not growing at that rate that I would like it to. So I figured maybe I'll just leak a sex tape out.
Don't you have to have sex to have a sex tape, though?
Shit.
Yeah.
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 Thanks for raining on my parade.
Yeah.
I know. Knowing me, I'd finally talk a girl into filming a sex video, and then my tape would be blank when we were done.
Yeah, you'd go to edit it, and you'd have, like, bad footage. I mean, you've already sort of established that you're not the best videographer. See previous story from 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna work on that idea though, because it worked for what's his face? Didn't the guy from Poison do it, and then he got his own reality show, or was that the Motley Crue guy?
Motley Crue, those guys both had sex tapes.
Oh yeah, well, see, he ended up on the Surreal Life. Worked out for him.
Who else had sex tape? I don't even know. I lost track of all of them.
Everyone does. That's the new thing to do now. Well, I mean, Paris Hilton. Do you think anybody would talk about her if she didn't have a sex tape?
No, her sex tape sucks too.
It was the worst.
Not even that. No.
She looked like a friggin' alien with the night vision thing, and
Yeah.
you know, it was. I don't get. Did nothing for me.
No, it was kind of disappointing.
I watched like
I don't think I've seen any of the other ones.
When my friend sent it to me, I didn't even know who she was. He's like, "Do you want to see Paris's sex tape?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know who Paris is, but fine." And I watched like 30 seconds of it and deleted it. It was. This is really cutting edge 8-year-old news we're focusing on now, huh?
Yeah, but this will probably be the highest rated show because people are into this shit for some reason. People are such star fuckers. It's unbelievable. It's like, live your own life. You're living vicariously through people that don't do anything. Like Paris Hilton and that chick with the big ass and Nicole Richie and like these people that like.
Isn't that the same person?
No, the chick with the big ass who has a sex tape with the black guy.
Ugh.
The hell's her name?
I don't know.
She has like 5 sisters and they all look alike. They all have huge asses.
Michael Jackson.
No, I forgot her name. Somebody will email me and tell me the name, or I'll think of it. But like all these people that like are fawned over all the time, it's like, who cares? Like, who cares if Britney Spears is a mental case? She's another person. She's no more crazy or sane than me. I don't give a fuck what she does. I don't need to see that she goes to McDonald's 5 times a day. Good for her. She's got money. Let her do it. So she's got a couple of kids that she doesn't take care of. All these people that spend 20 hours a day watching Entertainment Tonight and E, they don't take care of their kids either.
Yep.
They plop their kids down in front of the TV or the computer, and and then in high school they piss and moan about the teachers giving them bad grades. Oh, my son didn't cheat. Well, yeah, your son did cheat because he's a fucking degenerate. Because you're a bad parent and you shouldn't have had kids.
I don't get why people care. People love it too. It's like two people you don't know and you're never going to meet or dating. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I go on those websites because I want to see naked chicks. I want to see the nudity, and that's it. I don't care who's dating who or who's pregnant or who's not pregnant. I want to see a nip slip every now and then.
I spend like a month making a video for YouTube, and I get like 500 hits. Then somebody releases a videotape of Britney Spears going to Walgreens, and it got 500,000 hits in less than a day. And I'm like, well, what's the point of doing all this brilliant comedy when bullshit like that is going to get like 10,000 times as many hits as me?
Yep.
Don't get it. You people
It's a
stink.
starfucker generation. I don't know where it came from.
That's why everyone always asks me if I watch those award shows. It's like rich people getting more free presents. I don't care.
The only award show I will watch is the Oscars, and I only watch the Oscars if I've seen at least 3 movies that are nominated, and this year I didn't see any of them, so I didn't watch. The Grammys are all bullshit. I mean, I don't listen to any of that music. TV, I mean, it's all the same bullshit. The fucking gay office wins all the time. It's the stupidest fucking show on television.
I like that show, but I can't give them credit for being anything because it's a copy off of another show, and it's like you could film an entire season in about a day and a half. So, I mean, I like it, but I won't give them credit for being anything special.
My old boss at one of my old jobs loved it, and he told me he required me to watch it. He'd call me every Friday and ask me about it, so I started watching it, and I watch it every week. But I fucking hate it, and I sit here and I watch it, and I'm like, why the hell am I watching this? It's so stupid. It's like it tries to be like first of all, it's completely unrealistic. Steve Carell just is so far over the top. It's actually embarrassing watching him half the time. It's like because no normal person would even go to that tangent, and it's like uncomfortable. It's not even funny. It's just uncomfortable. And you watch the show, and it's trying to be like this intelligent comedy, but it's like if you don't know when to laugh, just watch for when Jim like rolls his eyes or makes a funny look at the camera, because that's when the joke is. It's like I could watch it with the sound off and just be like, "Oh, Jim's looking at the camera. Time to laugh." Oh, Jim's looking at the camera. Time to laugh. Oh, Jim shrugged his shoulders. Must have been something funny.
Do you not like shows when they don't have a laugh track?
No, I love shows. Arrested Development's the best show ever made.
Okay.
I love that show.
Because there's a guy at my work who will not watch a show without a laugh track. Because he needs to know when to laugh.
No, I don't. That's my point. My point is I don't need to be told when to laugh. But if you watch The Office, they tell you when to laugh because Jim does something stupid or somebody rolls their eyes. It's not just like straight. Like literally, you can watch The Office with mute. Watch it on mute sometime, and like when they look at the camera, that's like when the jokes are supposed to be.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I was just...
But laugh track, no laugh track, I don't care. I'd like to make a show with a laugh track and put the laugh track in it like the wrong times.
Isn't that called That 70s Show?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen it.
Good man. I've seen about 3 episodes, and that show just riles me up. They hit that laugh track button anytime that Spanish guy says anything.
I would just, I would do either. If I was ever like a producer of a sitcom, I would either have the laugh track just go on a loop the entire show, or just like at the wrong moments, like either before the joke or right after the joke.
That would actually be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just fill up the empty spaces if people are walking and stuff. Just have laughing.
Yeah. Very, very Andy Kaufman-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and speaking of Andy Kaufman, did you see The Last Sopranos? I know this is old news.
I did, yes.
You know how it ends? With the black?
Yep.
They ripped that off from the cable guy.
Racist show now?
What?
Racist show now? What's going on?
Racist show?
Yeah.
Where?
Talking about blacks.
Blacks? What?
Nothing. You said the end with the black.
Oh, when it went to black at the end. They ripped that off from the cable guy.
Really?
When was the last time you saw the cable guy? Did you ever see it?
Yeah, but it was like 8 years ago.
Next time if you ever see it on TV, watch the end of it. It's the same way how it ends.
Really?
Yeah, because like there was a side story in that movie with Ben Stiller, who was like a serial killer, and he was on. It was like the trial was on TV and stuff, and like at the end they're about to give the verdict, and as they're giving the verdict on TV is when Jim Carrey's character gets thrown off and he lands on the satellite dish, so it just goes black as they're like about to give the verdict.
Right.
Same sort of principle.
Okay.
I don't think of that, but
You know that episode has been reviewed and speculated and talked about a million times, and nobody brought that up.
really?
You might be a genius.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure I am, but
Interesting.
yep.
The what's that movie coming out now? It's like a football movie.
Oh, Leatherheads or something?
Yeah. Did anybody tell the casting director that George Clooney's 4 times as old as the oldest football player ever?
Another hilarious movie with Jim from The Office.
Are they going to put the editor in the room and be like, all right, I want you to CGI over all his white facial hairs with black, and the guy's sitting there with a little pencil point going, motherfucker. And he's doing that the entire time. I don't get how they're going to do it any other way. Are they going to the guy's 60 years old. Maybe I'm missing something. Is he the coach? Is he the GM?
I don't know. I only know that movie's coming out because they were talking about it during football season. Oh, I probably just went all wacky again.
A little bit, not too.
I actually haven't seen a trailer for it or anything, but I know it's Clooney and Jim from The Office and somebody else.
There's just posters everywhere. I haven't seen a trailer yet either.
Oh.
Of course, I don't watch TV anymore, so.
They were talking about it. I remember during football season they showed something about it. No, but there's no intelligence left in Hollywood. They're all let's just remake everything, and make sequels to movies that came out 30 years ago that no one cared about then. Like National Treasure. They made a sequel to National Treasure. I don't know anybody that saw National Treasure, let alone the second one.
I thought the first one was the worst.
Let's make Die Hard 4. Let's make another Rambo. Let's make another Rocky.
Well, now they're remaking the Hulk, which came out like 5 years ago.
Yeah, but Ed Norton's in that, so I gotta give that a little bit of... I gotta let that slide.
I guess. I mean, he's like my favorite actor, but they're really, I don't know. He fought a dog in the first movie. I mean...
Yeah, but he wasn't in that.
No, but like 50 years of comics, and they picked a dog to fight. I mean, I'm assuming
Gotta get the kids to see it. Gotta get the cute dog in there.
It wasn't
Gotta
cute.
sell the action figures. Gotta make that video. Why does every movie need a video game?
And every single one is stunk ever. But I don't know.
Like, okay, I'm gonna go spend $10 to see the Bourne Ultimatum or whatever it is. I don't need to go buy the video game so I could be Jason Bourne.
That's what the first Star Wars was. It was a big commercial for a racing game that came out the day after. That half-hour scene where Anakin has to race to get off the planet, which had absolutely no point of being in the movie, and a video game from that exact scene came out the next day. I was like, well, thanks for the in-film commercial. Worst.
It's a bunch of horse shit.
Worst sequel probably ever. I don't know, that's saying a lot. I don't think I could go that far.
I got something else that's been pissing me off lately.
Go for it.
And you're probably one of these.
Really?
So I'll try to keep this brief, yes. I am so sick of pizza snobs.
Go on.
All these people that are like I live in Connecticut, and like, you talk to anyone, you say the word pizza, and instantly people just go, I only eat pizza in New Haven. Like, fuck you. For those of you who don't know anything, New Haven, people who go to New Haven and live in New Haven think that they're somehow vicariously New York, but they're not. So they think like New Haven, I guess because like there's new in it, they think it's New York. So they're like, oh, I only eat my pizza in New Haven. It's like, fuck you. And then you hear people like New Yorkers that are like, oh, I only eat pizza, in the city, or New York pizza. That's not real pizza. And I'm just so fucking sick of it. It's pizza. It's dough, sauce, and cheese. Just shut up.
Yeah, I'm not in that boat. I do have to say Boston pizza was pretty shitty. After living there for 5 years, I think I found like one good pizza place. But it's not like, I walk around bragging about how awesome. There's so many shitty pizza places in the city that I don't think we have the right to boast about pizza that much anymore. Because I've had a lot of shitty pizza lately.
I mean, pizza's pizza. I probably eat 75% of my pizza when I'm drunk. So what do I need good pizza for anyway?
Right. Yeah, there was a pizza place in Boston we went to like every weekend, and I still don't know how that pizza tastes sober. But
was that Little Stevie's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that place. The world's largest slice for $1.10.
Yeah, well, guess what happened? I went to Boston a couple months ago, and first of all, this place boasted they had the biggest slice in Boston, and it was huge. It was like the size of like 2.5 times the normal slice, and it was cheap. So I go back about 3 months ago, and the slice is the size of a normal slice, and it's $3.
Figures.
Yeah, and they took down the biggest pizza in Boston sign. It just says like Little Stevie's open late and open expensive.
That's right. They were open at like 3.
Yeah, they're open. Yeah, everything in Boston shuts down at 2, and they're open till 3. So you go there at 2:30, and there's a line like around the block for pizza.
Not everything in Boston shuts down at 2. The tea stops at 12.
Right. So, but don't drink and drive. But there's no way to get home.
Drinking and driving. The old that's a scam that'll never go away. If they really cared about preventing that, they could just shut down bars.
Or have better public transportation.
Better public transportation, or they could just ban liquor. There's so many ways around that, but they're not going to do that.
They're not going to ban liquor.
Well, they're not going to ban liquor, but they're never going to shut it down. Like, you could shut down bars. You could just not have bars. You want to drink? Fine, you could drink. You're drinking at home or you're drinking at someone's house.
Right.
If I was a cop, I'd just sit in a bar parking lot all night and be like, oh, yeah, go ahead. You want to drive? Be my guest.
2,000 tickets a night.
Yeah. I mean, if they really wanted to get nuts about that, but hopefully they don't.
That would help traffic. Everyone would get their license suspended.
Yeah.
But back to pizza. My buddy did the opposite of a pizza rant. He went off about how Domino's is the best pizza ever. And he'll take that over a New York pizza shop anytime.
Yeah.
So I told him...
It's just pizza. Who cares?
Well, no. Domino's is a piece of shit. You can't compare Domino's to like...
It's a piece of shit, but how many times have you ever had Domino's sober?
Actually, I had it for the first time recently, and it's the worst. It's fucking gross. So, I told him he's insane, and he's not allowed to say that ever again at my place.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He said, fine, when the pizza shows up, I'm just going to eat it. I'm like, good, I don't want it. It's gross. That's my exciting story. Wasn't that a great story?
I stayed awake for that one, too.
That's because it was 2 sentences.
Yeah, well, you know. So, yeah, the pizza rant. I wanted to mention that one last week, and I forgot.
That's all right. That's one of those things that doesn't feel relevant a week later.
Yeah, it's always relevant. Pizza's pizza.
So I'm getting laid off next week.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's a shame.
Yep. Almost 2.5 years, kicking me to the curb.
You gonna get like a severance pay or no?
No. They're probably not even going to say thank you.
Oh, well, why would they? They're a corporation.
Right.
They don't care about you.
Good.
You're just a number.
Then I'll tell them how many comics I've read while I was on the clock. Give you a hint. The answer's in the hundreds.
You're nothing but a number to them.
Yep.
Yet they rule the country.
They moved my desk 2 weeks ago in between 2 guys they hired for quality control. Kind of like the 2 guys from Office Space.
Yeah.
Which explains why like 15 people got fired like a week later. So they put me between those 2 guys. And the girl I'm dating lives out of town, like an hour and a half away. But she had to run into the city to get some paperwork done. So since I hadn't seen her in a couple weeks, she swung by my job just to say hi. So I go downstairs to say hi. And, we're talking for a little bit, and then she's got to run. So I give her a kiss, and I look up, and one of those 2 guys is like...
How cute.
Walking to get some coffee. And I was...
I hope he threw up. Did he throw up?
He did. He threw up right on my shoe.
Awesome.
And he said, if I could fire you any quicker than next month, I would. And
nice.
And then he pinched me. What?
Oh, my God.
What's going on?
It's got to be a sign.
What's going on?
Whatever channel I have here, Dexter, Beard to be Feared is on.
Nice.
I'm so rugged.
It's for those of you who don't know, it's the show Dexter's Lab. It's an episode about beards, and Bri has an unhealthy obsession with beards.
Love beards. Beards are back, although I don't think they ever left.
My neighborhood in Brooklyn, everyone has a beard. You're like the minority if you don't have one.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn cool.
Yep.
Or as the girl I'm dating refers to it, that disgusting thing on your face. But I don't care. It's my beard. I grew it. It's staying.
That's when you say, I didn't know you were hanging off my face.
Oh, man.
That's what I would say anyway.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Do you have a beard now?
Yeah, I just started one.
I went to Mexico with this kid, and what'd you have, like a 2-foot beard?
It was pretty big.
I didn't think we were going to be allowed back in the country, man. You look like a complete terrorist.
Yeah. You know, Johnny Promo, like, I don't think he's got like his beard goes like to the ground now. He's had it for like 4 years. Ever since he saw me, he just had to have a beard.
I think my favorite is when you grew half a beard.
That was fun. That was a good time. I didn't
Bri-
grow half a beard. I shaved half a beard.
right. Bri grew a full
I,
beard
the
and then
night
he
before,
shaved
I had a beard for a few months. And I was getting ready to shave it, so I decided I would shave half my face and go out to a bar.
with hilarious results.
Yep, yep. It's pretty funny.
Should I push the picture up with you with a half a beard?
Oh yeah, we could put that up. We could put that as the JPEG if you want.
There's a picture of Bri with a half a beard, and he must have held this girl at gunpoint because she looks. It's the biggest forced smile I've ever seen in a picture.
That's the girl who, if you listened last week, that's the girl who set me up with the boring girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe that's why she did.
I thought it was just some girl you like paid to take the picture with because she did not look
No,
right.
that was a bartender at this bar we used to go at, this country line dancing bar that we used to go to all the time. Well, not all the time. We'd go like every couple months.
Where above the Mason-Dixon line did you find a country line dancing bar?
There's actually two. There's one in my town that's like all older, like an older crowd. Then there's this other bar where that picture was taken where it's like all like kids, like high school kids. Like the bar area is like plexiglassed off. Like it's its own little like thing, and we call it the pedophile booth because we you sit at the table next to the plexiglass, and on the other side of the glass it's a dance floor, and it's all these like 18-year-old girls dancing to line dancing, and we're just sitting there drinking, watching them.
Now I know why you went.
What?
Now I know why you went.
Yeah, well, it was like my second. Well, we thought that would be a good place to go with the half beard. That was sort of calculated that night, but I haven't been there in a few years now. But we used to go every couple of months. It was interesting. It's a weird place because it's like just you know how you go to a bar and there's always just like the cool guys that are like drinking, trying to start fights, hitting on girls, all that, whatever. There's like none of that. It's like everybody's so well behaved. It's weird. And then there's like guys with like full cowboy hats and boots and all that, and they're like tipping their hat to people, and it's quite a scene.
That I don't know about that one.
It's one of those things you have to see it, and then you see it, and you're like, I have to see more. Well, maybe not more.
Is that what it's like?
Kind of like that, yeah.
I have to see.
I was also
more.
a lot younger back then. I'm probably too old for that place now.
You're too old for every place.
Yeah, I am.
Too old for life.
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah, like by, what, 8 days or 10 days or something?
Yeah, I think it's 8 days. So we went through the entire show without spending 10 minutes trying to get people to go to our various websites and shit.
That's right. We should give all that information as we sort of wrap this up, as I could see we're getting close to an hour. So much for a short show.
Yeah, a normal length show. We actually, Brian and I didn't do shit all week, but still managed to figure out something to talk about for an hour. So,
Yep.
very
I could always
close.
rant for an hour. That's one thing I'm good for.
Yeah, and we didn't even get to the political stuff. So,
Nope.
thank God. Sigh of relief goes around the room.
Save that for November.
So we still have a bunch of people who allegedly are going to be guest hosts.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like we say every week, getting your shit together is apparently really, really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely 3 or 4 people that are going to be on the show coming up very soon that should spice things up a little bit, Joe. So you know, stay tuned for that. One of them was actually on Comedy Central recently. We'll probably have the return of Alex coming up soon.
Is that Comedy Central?
Yeah, no, not Alex. Separate person.
Oh.
Yeah, my buddy Billy. He got a full minute-long commercial on Comedy Central. So I don't know if you saw that commercial where it's like an American Idol spoof, and it's like, "Are you a gamer?" And he's supposed to be the contestant. And they like have like the 3 American Idol people like saying stuff. I don't know.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
It's like a minute long, and like he's the main guy in it. So,
I haven't watched Comedy Central in years, but
and we will have a female co-host coming up very soon too.
ooh,
Yep.
just what we need, someone to put us in a corner.
So many sexist jokes coming up that episode.
Jewish jokes too.
Oh yeah, and vegetarian jokes.
Oh God, she's a vegetarian.
Oh, this is gonna be a good episode. I can't wait.
She's a woman. She's Jewish, and she's a vegetarian, and she's a lawyer. Ugh.
Yeah. So I think some sparks will be flying, and not the happy kind. So that might
If
be
anybody
actually,
wants to tell us a good joke, go for it.
yeah. Questions for for what it's like to be a female Jewish lawyer vegetarian.
Who
Uh,
knows who's friends with us?
yep. So that might be next week. One of those people will be next week anyway,
Cool.
because I think people are, they're getting sick of just us. So we'll have
People are lining up. They want to get in.
Mm-hmm. Strike while nobody's listening.
That's right.
So email thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, thebrinkofsanity@libsyn.com, LIBSYN. That's where you can get all our previous episodes except the first two because they stunk. Um, don't know how, but people are still finding the first two episodes. I pulled them from every website I could think of, but somebody found it again today. So there's a potential listener we'll never get back. It's probably Joel. He's probably like re-uploading all those episodes because he was in the first two.
Probably.
Probably around starting it up again.
John Hagen.
Podcast Alley.
.com.
Just search comedy. We're still hanging in at number 20 in comedy. Give us a vote. You'll get a confirmation email, and you just click on the link. So there's 3 whole clicks, folks. I know it will probably take upwards of 20 seconds, but if you could fit it into your busy schedule, that would help a lot. And I think that's it. There's a voicemail. You can find the number on that, thebrinkofsanity.libsyn.com. And
if anyone wants to be a guest, you got to vote for us and then let us know, and we'll fit you in. We're usually on Wednesdays between like 8:30 and 9:30.
correct.
Depending on when we get all the technical difficulties straightened out.
And yeah, we started a little late today because I was trying to get that audio stuff working, which totally failed. Oh, and you could Skype in. The Brink of Sanity is the name. No spaces. Between 8:30 and 9:30, we are always on. And, be one of the first people to call into a non-live call-in show.
We'll give you concert tickets.
Pre-taped call-in show.
Yeah. Oh, if anybody out there is listening and they're from Connecticut and they like Louis C.K., if they want to go see him on the 28th of March with me, I'm looking for someone to go with.
I saw him in New York. He's very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Even though his show stunk.
Lucky Louie?
Ugh.
I never watched it.
Ugh.
I kept saying I was going to watch it, and I never did.
It was like, I don't know. It kind of felt like the entire show was ad-libbed, but that nobody was good at doing that. And then Jim Norton, who was like the funniest stand-up I've ever seen live.
I disagree with that. But
Yeah, have you seen him live?
I saw his special. It was
No,
terrible.
no. His special is nothing like what he is when you see him like at a regular comedy club. But anyway, he would just come in and like make a weird face, and that was supposed to be like the comic relief. It's just no good.
Sounds like The Office.
Yeah, pretty much that's the way it was. So that about wraps it up. We will be back next Wednesday with somebody, and
Have to tune in to find out who.
right. And thanks for listening. And shoot us an email if you want.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you and good night.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.